What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Beige and Brat TV. This is Tiara, and today we're gonna get into a story time. Today I'm gonna tell y'all one of my most embarrassing stories ever, and honestly, this is not gonna be fun. But let's get into this video. So today's story time is going to be about the time that I performed with my group, because yes, I was in a group, and it just went downhill. Let's get into the story. Okay, so many of y'all do not know I graduated from Stevenson High School in class of 2019. That means in middle school, I went to Stevenson Middle School, which is really right down the street. But yeah, so let's talk about it. In middle school, it was kind of a bad era for me because it was the era where I was into being unique and into being different. Like, I remember I would have like mismatched lipstick or mismatched shoes and stuff like that, and it would be really cool to me, but it wouldn't be cool to other people. So it was to the point where, like, yeah, during that time I was getting the, and no, just because I was going through that phase, I was not the only one going through that phase. I had a friend group, you know. I'm not going to say their names out here because I don't think they want, you know, even though I'm about to tell the story, I don't think, you know, they want you to know if they was a part of it. But yeah, I was a friend group with two of my best friends, and we was called Obey Girls.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Not OBEY, OB3Y. Yeah, bitch, we was that different. OB3Y. So yeah, I was a part of this group called Obey Girls, and it was so crazy because what Obey stand for, even though it was a 3 instead of an E, it was Official Baddest Endless Youngins. Official Baddest Endless Youngins. Right. It was a lot. So I'm not even gonna get into really the much of the group. But yes, I had a group that was, and I was the singer, the dancer, and the rapper. But we all had our own kind of plays in there. Like, one of my friends was the main rapper, one of them was the main singer. I was looked like the main dancer, but I sung and rap too. It was a lot. But yeah, so let's talk about the fact that it was us in middle school. We was having our groups. We was being talked about a lot. Like, to the point where we could go down the hallways, we'll get looked at a certain way, or it was just like a little bigger, and like it was just to the point where nobody really liked us in that school because of how we looked. And it was kind of saddening because it was the point that we was really cool. Like, we knew a lot of people, and a lot of people really like messed with us, but they didn't really want to make that public or known because of how we were stressed, which is really lame. And now it's just like they want to be, it's crazy. But let's, you know, so this day here was the most traumatizing, traumatic day that ever happened to us. We decided to do this event called Race for the Cure. Race for the Cure. It's basically kind of like a pep rally where you can showcase your talents, but all the donations and stuff would have been donated to cancer patients or patients above, you know, in that era. So that's basically what Race for the Cure was. But it was not our day. So for the Race for the Cure, we had came in with our, like, let me tell you, it was so different. We had came in with, like, if I could remember, it was army pants, and it was like glow in the dark tops. Like, we would have black tops, but we would like customize it and glow in the dark paint and like cut it in strips. And it had our camouflage pants on with our combat boots. You could not tell us nothing. Like, we was a survivor. It was given very much Destiny Child. Mind you, we did practice this dance, like, I would say 4 or 5 days before the Race for the Cure. We was practicing, we was making sure everything was perfect. We was struggling with the codes. It was a lot. So when the day came, it was like everybody kind of went in front of us, and we was like towards the middle. So we got on the floor because it was in the gymnasium. So you have the main gym, and then you have like middle school 6, 7, and 8, like, you know, basically the little bleachers. And it was just us. So as soon as we went out there, it was a terrible experience. I mean, we got booed instantly. Booed.
Oh, tomato, I'm throwing tomato.
But yeah, we got booed. So during that time when we got booed, it was kind of like, we was so overwhelmed, and we was already out on the floor, so everybody's looking at us booing. We over here like stuck. We ran to like, cause how the gym was set on the back, it was kind of like locker rooms. You had boy locker room this way and then the girl locker room. We then ran straight into the girls locker room and basically had like a whole mental breakdown. My one friend Key, I'ma just say Kay, if y'all know, she was going in. Punching lockers, punching mirrors. Like, it was to the point where, cause mind you, we was being bullied a lot just because of how we dressed. And we was so cool, like, we was cool to talk to, but I guess not cool to look at. I don't know. But yeah, we was in the locker room. We had a whole talk to. The principal had to come in there. The secretary had to come in there. Some students came in there. Like, it was good to know that we had support, but at the same time, it was like, dang, we really just got booed off the stage. How we was gonna look back from that? Because at the end of the day, what do they call it? The principals and everybody else ain't gonna be walking in the hall, on a regular school day getting booed. It was a lot. We felt very, very embarrassed. It was really, I would say it took us like a good really 5 minutes to get ourselves together, because we had to have a talk with the principal and how to talk with everybody else, and they was giving us a good word of encouragement. It was just kind of like, do it for you. Like, you know what you're doing this race for the cure for. Yeah, you want to do it to donate, but also it was kind of like a showcasing of talents. Like, we wanted to be out there. We wanted to be known like everybody else, but didn't because of our differences. It was a lot, and that's really why I hate, that type of, we gonna get into that later. But yeah, so it's just like, it took us 5 minutes to get ourselves together. We walked out back on the floor, and next thing you know, everybody got their head over heels yelling, woo! Like it, and it was just so crazy, because it's like, okay, so why wouldn't we get that reaction the first time? It was crazy. After we didn't perform the whole thing, we got nothing but cheers, yells, a lot. Like, we didn't did a little, it was, girl, when I'm telling you, it was a good show. Like, I want to say me and my other friend had choreographed the dance, but that dance was popping. And then for people who to boo us out there as soon as we came out there, how y'all feel now? Stupid, right? But it was crazy. But apparently, after the whole race for the cure, we got talked to with some of the people, I guess, like some of the known people, like, they was telling us really the reason why they was booing. And they said the reason why they booed at us was because of the person was in our group that they didn't really fuck with. And it was crazy because the person in our group that they didn't really fuck with was one of the most popular ones. Like, everybody liked her. And it was just like, wow, like, it right. And then the day after, get this, the day after the race for the cure, guess who was ready to fight? Because it was some words said at the very end of the race for the cure. I don't know if somebody was yelling at us, like boo, or saying like they will be our and stuff like that. Like, it was a lot of rah-rah mixed with the popular crowd and basically the known, but us. So it was just like, okay, the next day me and my friends came to school in our sweats, Vaseline on our face, our hoodies. We're prepared to fight. We're prepared to fight. And mind you, we was in middle school, so our parents did not know nothing about this at the time. Me and my friends came to school ready to beat down, literally looking for the females in their classrooms. Like, we would be standing outside their classrooms looking for the females, and they would not come out. So it was so crazy. And at the end of the school day, at the end of that day, we ended up getting called to the front office to have a conference with us and our parents. Can y'all say sassy? No, for real, it was giving very much sassy. Like, y'all was talking all that rah-rah, but then when it comes to fighting,
running. Why are you
running? Everything, everybody. So it was just giving like, you're scary. You're very much scary. Y'all don't need to talk if y'all not going to be, batty. So that's pretty much the whole storyline of what happened in middle school, and why middle school will forever not be my best era. All right, guys, that was all for this video. Thank you for tuning in. I mean, honestly, this video was giving me kind of goosebumps because I felt like I'm going back in time. I didn't really want to bring back that same feeling. I want y'all to know everything about me. Like, all my story times, I will talk about it. Anything y'all want me to see, just tell me in my comments. Y'all make sure y'all like this, subscribe, and press that bell to know when my next video come out. And I'll see you guys next time.